Very good morning to all of you. It is indeed an honor and a privilege to have as a chief guest today a humanitarian, a pioneer, a cricket aficionado, a professor of law, a doting father, and the 50th Chief Justice of India, Justice Dhananjay Yashwant Chandrachud. Hashtag DYC, as he is referred to, I saw in social media. The DYC could of course very well stand for Defender of your Constitution. Thank you, sir, for joining us on this occasion, and welcome to Pilani. I will start with an anecdote. I still remember a lazy Sunday afternoon when I was perhaps 13 or 14 years old. I was sitting with my great-grandfather, Mr. G.D. Birla, with whom I shared a very special bond. I don't remember the context, but I remember saying to him that founding BITS would surely help keep Pilani, which is otherwise a very quiet Rajasthani hamlet, in the spotlight for generations to come. And he listened carefully, and then he said something that has stayed with me. He said, Pilani's prominence is welcome, but that was never the sole objective. The true purpose was to build a talent incubator for a rapidly industrializing India. That spirit of purposeful ambition was evident even at the first convocation of this institution in 1965, when he reminded everyone of how far BITS had already come. I quote, "We have an exciting history of the past 60 years. We started as a small school and grew it to a big campus. This is our first convocation, and I hope that as time progresses, we shall march onward and onward." Unquote. 60 years hence, BITS Pilani today has 18,700 students on campus, 440,000 working professionals through WILP, 1,150 plus faculty and researchers, and 200,000 plus alumni, of which 7,400 are founders. Also among them are the creators of 50 unicorns and 2 decathons. I'm sure that my great-grandfather would have been delighted to know that Pilani and BITS have both more than lived up to his expectations. Mr. G.D. Birla also believed that education is an instrument of national renewal. A robust education system generates the intellectual capital that fuels progress. High-quality education equips societies to navigate complexity, reconcile competing interests, and sustain multi-decadal growth. And therefore, education is capital formation of the most enduring kind. For India, the stakes are unmistakable. A young and rapidly growing nation like ours needs to urgently scale its education infrastructure and ambition of what can be achieved in line with the path-breaking new education policy. For over 6 decades, BITS Pilani has stood as a symbol of India's engineering excellence, shaping generations of leaders, innovators, and problem solvers. Today, as India aspires to become a $10 trillion economy and a knowledge superpower, BITS Pilani reaffirms its commitment to nation building with 3 transformative initiatives that I would like to call out now. The very first is Project Vistar, which is about building capacity at scale. This project is amongst BITS Pilani's most ambitious physical expansions in its history. The total investment earmarked for this phase of expansion is rupees 1,200 crores, covering the Pilani, Hyderabad and Goa campuses. The vision is to deliver new academic blocks, cutting-edge research facilities, student hostels, faculty residences, and a broad range of amenities to accelerate the creation of a truly holistic, future-ready learning environment. This investment will enable next-generation programs aligned with emerging global needs and the strengthening of advanced research partnerships with industry and academia worldwide. This initiative will also expand the student capacity at these 3 campuses to 21,000 from the current 16,000 over the next 5 years. Overall, the total student strength across all of BITS Pilani campuses is expected to grow from 18,700 to approximately 26,000 in the next 5 years. The second initiative is what I call the AI Plus campus in Amravati. BITS Pilani is ready to set up a one-of-a-kind AI Plus campus at Amravati in Andhra Pradesh at an investment of rupees 1,000 crores. The focus of this campus will be to prepare Indian talent for leadership in the most defining technologies of our time. This future-ready campus will specialize in AI, data science, robotics, computational linguistics, and cyber-physical systems. The undergraduate, graduate, postgraduate, and doctoral programs have been designed with global best practices in mind, offering industry internships, joint PhDs with top international universities, and hybrid training models that give students true international exposure. The Amravati campus will also serve as a hub for research and to fostering entrepreneurship with smart, sustainable infrastructure built in 2 phases to support over 7,000 students. The third initiative is BITS Pilani Digital, which is about democratizing access to education and also fulfilling in turn a national mission. While building campuses is vital, India's education challenge also demands scale, flexibility, and inclusivity. India has been known as one of the world's youngest nations. Nearly 65% of our population is under the age of 35, but the stark reality is that not too many of our bright, ambitious minds have access to the kind of quality education that can transform lives. BITS Pilani Digital is our response. It is not merely an EdTech platform, but an extension of BITS Pilani's spirit of excellence and innovation into the homes and communities of learners. Over the next 5 years, BITS Pilani Digital will launch 32 programs, including 11 degree and 21 certificate courses, serving over 1,000 learners from high school graduates to college students to working professionals. These offerings are carefully designed to match industry needs, featuring co-created curricula, real-world projects, and career support. Flexible pathways that BITS is so well known for, and optional campus immersions will ensure that working professionals and students in remote areas and career changers will all have access to BITS Pilani's world-class education. This initiative also directly aligns with India's new education policy, which calls for the expansion of digital learning and lifelong skilling. We recognize that enrollments alone are not enough. Quality, relevance, and employability must be at the heart of the educational promise. BITS Pilani Digital will endeavor to break barriers of geography, circumstance, and age, so that every learner can build the future that he or she deserves. This commitment to inclusivity is something that our Chief Guest, Dr. Chandrachud, has passionately championed all his life. During his tenure as Chief Justice of India, he made a concerted push to democratize access to the courts, harnessing technology to peel back the opacity that has long cloaked the judiciary. He championed the live streaming of Supreme Court proceedings, making verified hearings into public events accessible to students, lawyers, and ordinary citizens alike. Under his watch, hybrid and virtual hearings flourished, reducing the problem of distance for litigants across India's vast geography. He also advanced digital initiatives such as the National Judicial Data Grid and AI-powered translation tools to make judgments more widely comprehensible. In a country of many languages and even more barriers, his reforms are an audacious attempt to make justice not only seem to be done, but also understood and accessible to all. Thank you once again, sir, for joining us this morning. It is truly a privilege for us. Batch of 2025, let me now turn to you. Congratulations. I'm sure that for each one of you, this has been a journey like no other. I can well imagine from the terrifying surprise quizzes to the mad scramble for startup ideas, from the heated debates in the skylawns to the late night chai that fueled your study marathons, and from the treks to Pahadi Mandir to a way of life blissfully untouched by the lure of big commerce. Big scale zero attendance policy को आप सबने startup funding जैसे यूज किया है as lead, maximize किया, capitalize किया और कभी misuse नहीं किया. With a little bit of espionage, I am told that the phrase most used in campus is light low. The big sim way of saying take it easy, I guess. I believe that it is a cultural code that has helped generations down the years weather every storm. So I guess that if your wingy lands a PPO while you are still struggling, debating what font your resume should be in, it's not a problem, light low. Project blows up at the last minute, no issue at all, light low. I figure that it's the quiet confidence that you will figure it out, that setbacks are temporary, and that nothing should make you lose either your sense of balance or perspective. On Batch of 2025, I'm sure that you will leave the campus with lasting bonds and also imbued with the accumulated energy of the generations that have passed through these halls before you. Remember, bits will never really leave you. It will always remain a part of who you are, shaping your choices and your convictions for years to come. For me, it is most important at this moment to acknowledge those who have made this journey possible. The role of a teacher or a guru cannot be overstated in anyone's life. You have had the privilege of learning from some of the finest minds and mentors led by our eminent Vice Chancellor, Professor V. Ramgopal Rao. Please join me in offering a heartfelt round of applause for a remarkable faculty and to Professor Rao for his stellar leadership. I am personally grateful for the dedication, wisdom and unwavering commitment to shaping future leaders. Students, we are all of course passing on at a time of great global uncertainty. We are all being buffeted by the crosswinds of geopolitical turmoil and relentless technological disruption. The world appears uncertain and paradoxical, both in equal measure. Take the month of June, for example. It seemed like we were on the brink of World War III, with headlines warning of escalating conflict and disruptions to global trade. Yet, benchmark indices in the US hit record highs in June. It is a world where anxiety and optimism coexist. Today, in an area of generative AI, there is so much of discussion about what machines can produce. But I invite you to consider the idea of a generative life fueled by deliberate creative energy. It is easy to marvel at what algorithms can generate. Harder and perhaps much more urgent is to ask what kind of value we choose to generate with our own lives. So what is a generative life? A generative life is one that creates lasting value. It is the capacity to build things that endure. It means choosing to make things better. It is about cultivating resilience or the ability to regenerate after setbacks. It is about stewardship or the responsibility to impact institutions and communities in a way that they are much stronger than we first interacted with them. To live generatively is also to embrace complexity. It means seeing the whole system rather than just its parts. It means recognizing that solutions in one domain can often create consequences in another. It is the discipline to think deeply and to see past the mundane and reach what might otherwise have remained invisible. Ultimately, a generative life is expansive, and as music producer Rick Rubin, the man behind the hip hop movement, said, and I quote, "When you expand your awareness, you expand the universe itself. Not only the material at your disposal to create from, but the scope of the very life you get to live." Unquote. Rubin's insight is a call to cultivate the kind of wide-angle awareness essential for tackling the interwoven challenges of our times. And that is the real proposition before you students today. To see the world more fully and in doing to help remake the world. This spirit of endless striving has been powerfully captured in the words of Allama Iqbal, सितारों से आगे जहां और भी हैं, अभी इश्क के इम्तिहान और भी हैं, तू शाहीन है परवाज़ है काम तेरा, तेरे सामने आसमान और भी हैं, तेरे सामने आसमान और भी हैं. Students, there are greater heights yet to conquer. Your journey has only just begun. I wish you all Godspeed.